She accidentally went live.
Hey guys. We weren't gonna go live till 4, but we were getting set up, and then I accidentally.
She hit the button too early.
Oops. Apparently the light coming through this window is messing with me.
People who actually have their timers set for 4 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
Lord, you went 20 minutes early, woman.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Hey,
you're fired.
Turn that off.
I'm trying to figure something. Trying to figure it out here.
Yeah.
I can fix that.
So
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
you're not on our channel.
I am too.
No, not on here though. You're on.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where I'm going here.
Hey Jake. Hey Donna Brown. Hey Jeannie. Here, let me do it.
So just so you know, Goofball here hit the button a little too early.
Yeah, and now if I cancel
she
it,
got
I'm gonna have to
excited.
like reschedule the live and stuff, and I don't know. What the heck?
Is that better now?
No.
Oh no. Oh yeah, Mom. I figured out that at 100,000 subscribers, you get, which we're not even close to, you're gonna get a silver play button.
Oh,
Which is
hey.
really
Can y'all hear us okay?
Hey Craig. Oh, we already have a troll in here.
Already have a troll. How about that?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, we like.
Can I take that off now since we're gonna have?
Just click none. Yeah, right there.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry for the hot dogs.
So, it looks great on your phone. It looks awful on the computer.
Mom, did we forget to do the Friday Night Live last week?
Nope.
Scott said blame it on Michael. That's a perfect idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael's not even in here.
Yeah.
Michael, how dare you? That's why it's a perfect idea, because Michael's not even in here.
So, I guess you guys can't really tell, but we have the wood stove burning over there. And it's hot in here.
Yeah. Especially that I now have the stove on.
Donna Brown said, we can chat while we wait to chat.
I'm a pretty good fire builder, but I don't have no control. It's hot or nothing.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Hunter.
Look what I did.
Oh, thanks.
Here, Hunter.
Okay, Lily, if it's done, go take a bath.
So we've got the computer open. We're having to use our phone because we couldn't figure out how to get it open on the computer.
This looks awful.
So on our computer, it's very pixelated. Is that the same? Is it doing the same thing on the
For you guys?
for you guys?
Hey, Billy Matthews. Hey, Tiny Tim.
You know what?
Hey, Lori Carp.
Mom, I don't know what else to cook with the hot wings.
Oh,
That's
you're
one of
not
the
on
problems.
the Wi-Fi. There we go, yeah.
I had it turned off earlier and forgot about it.
It'll probably get better once Wiley's phone connects to the Wi-Fi.
Or what are they saying?
It's clear on my end.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
No, it looks good. Okay. It just looks awful here.
Yeah, it looks awful on our computer.
No, Mom, I feel sick.
Go drink some Pepto. Or actually, it might be out. I'm not sure.
Only your finger?
You said that
Only your
sad.
finger looks bad. Oh,
You said
okay.
that sad, huh? Right?
Yes, but it won't hook her up to the stomach.
Can it help with that? Probably, but we're not doing that.
When
now.
we're on live.
He wants to wait until we go live and then ask me all the questions in the world.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey, Blue Farm,
Hey,
how are
Blue
you
Farm.
guys? Y'all did good on the Watch and Grow the other night. Loveda, hello, how are you? You're new to our
It's
channel.
Levita, eh? Or is it? No, that's
Lavda.
Lovda. Okay.
Drink the rest of it. Sorry, I've missed some people coming in because, you know, we have kids.
Kids won't
And
leave
they're
us alone.
distracting. So,
Are we just having hot wings?
yes. Will you,
I'm
never
gonna
mind,
mess
we have the
this up.
computer plugged into that. I was going to say, will you bring me a thing? I guess I can read it off the computer. I can check our email on here.
What do you need?
I want to look up that thing that we received from Erica. To
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about.
okay. Okay.
Lovita. Lovita. Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
was thinking Levita was her name, yeah.
Sorry, Sorry. If I knew someone that had a mill, I've got a ton of trees. Hint, hint.
You're a long ways away, Jake.
I mean, I think they're North Texas. Are they?
Kind of central east, I guess.
We could go see them.
Hey, Ed.
Patrick. We could go see them and, stop by Bland's too.
Yeah.
Jesse and Lisa are way south though.
Yeah, they're way down there. I've got family down there though.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if we've missed saying hello to anybody. We've been kind of distracted. We didn't intend to go live for 30 more minutes. Well, 15 more minutes at least. But I'm a goofball and I hit the live button.
She was trying to mount my phone on the little thingy up here and accidentally hit the live button. So
what it was is I scheduled the live on our phone and I didn't. Then we went to go do it on the computer, to sign on to the live on the computer, but it was saying that we don't have any streams that are upcoming. So I was like, but we do. So instead of trying to figure it out, we just decided to use the phone as a camera, and I don't know. I'm not very tech savvy.
Don't be having a wreck there, Jesse.
Aussie Bushcraft Adventures, hello from
Hey.
Australia.
How's it going?
We have several Aussie friends.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
I've actually watched a lot of their videos. I think I follow them on my channel.
Hey, go over there and you yourself. Hunter is apparently not having a good day today because he is
Whiny.
very whiny.
No, I'm feeling sick, and then my back hurts, and then I have to drink Pepto, and I don't like it. People are so lucky they don't live with Hunter and Lloyd.
Whoa, what happened? Oh,
I just
you
moved it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jake, Tony at Our Cabin in the Woods dropped off some cedar logs for us over the weekend.
Yep.
To cut up, and Wiley would be working on them today, but it's really
it's
cold.
Hi, Donna. Thanks for stopping by.
Donna.
And Donna Brown.
Yeah, we have a few Donnas in here. Now we're just missing Donna Lawson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't know who to talk to.
Yeah,
Or they wouldn't know who we
we
was
just
talking
have to address all three of them at the same time. So, wow, we have 19 people in here already.
Wow.
Y'all, don't forget to hit the like button, please. We need to come up with more creative ways to say hit the like button.
Kind of like Mr. Ball.
Show the like button some love. Make it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but instead of using peanut butter, use, I don't know, something that you wouldn't put on a sandwich.
Well, Jake, we just might have to make a deal if you've got a lot of that down there.
Jesse said, so you're saying that the blonde goes all the way to the root, Jen?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
To the root and beyond.
Yeah.
Hey, Charles, how are you doing? She said, your kids are awesome, well behaved. I struggled going live when my kids are awake. I have to stick to nap time or after.
Girl, you don't know these kids.
Yeah, the chickens eat hot links.
I'm assuming it's her anyway.
Why?
I don't know.
This one fell on the floor.
Just toss it out the door.
Okay. I'm gonna eat the other one because it's cooked.
Okay.
Up to 36 inches and 80 foot tall on cedar?
Holy
Wow,
moly.
I actually have people begging me for cedar wood right now, but all of our cedar is 15, 18 inches max diameter.
Like at the
and
base?
They're wanting 25-inch slabs, and I don't have any. I can't, those trees just don't get that big around here.
We sold a guy a cedar wood slab on Etsy, and he sent us a picture
Oh, can you
today
pull it up?
of a, yeah, my phone's almost dead, but yes. He sent us a picture on Etsy today that, oh, it's so almost dead, of what he did with it, and he used epoxy, and it was awesome.
He made an amazing
It was
table.
beautiful.
Yeah. But
Go put it on.
Some milk.
Yes, and go put it on bread.
yeah, I've got
I don't want to.
I've got 2 people trying to order them right now. That's 25 to 30 inches wide, and I can't find that big a cedar around here. So this is our cedar tree, guys. Check that out.
We didn't do that cool job.
We
but
didn't do the table, but where was he at? Ohio?
I think so.
I think it was Ohio.
We want to do some stuff with epoxy, but it's so expensive, and we're afraid we're gonna mess it up. And we're like, we just can't really afford to have a $100 mistake right now, or plus, $100 or more.
Yeah.
Do I just cook the entire pack? Because I'm like most of the way through it already.
Sure.
Yeah, might as well.
Emily's making hot links for dinner because
Yeah, because you
we were gonna eat before we came on
Talking
live,
to Jake, and I
but
can't see
yeah.
his. If
I paused the chat and it's driving Wiley crazy because I didn't want to keep missing comments. So now I'm gonna get really far behind. Okay, so dang, Tony could have loaded you up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I asked you. I told him. I said, "Does he have any that big?" And then that's whenever he answered me and said, 80 foot tall and 36 inches wide.
Let's see. Yeah, up to 36 inches wide and 80 feet tall.
Man,
That's
I'd
huge.
love to have some of those.
Cedars and pines. We need more pines.
He said, email him. He's got pics. I will. I
Yeah.
will. I'll be getting a hold of you on that because man,
Pine is what we usually use to build our benches.
Yeah.
I got big ones. Let's see. Yeah, that table was awesome.
Jake, I'll be honest with you. If we can figure out our issues that we're having right now, I don't know how far we want to go into it, but anyway, I have plans on building me a trailer to make the sawmill mobile because right now it's not.
Mhm.
And
We need a couple $100 so we can buy. Well, we need to fix a trailer that we have.
well, actually, I just need to buy the rails,
Just
which
the
is
rails.
going to be I mean, by the time it's all said and done, probably $300 or $400. I mean,
Yeah, and then we can make our sawmill mobile.
But then I can make the sawmill mobile, and that's just not been a big priority for us right now. But as soon as I get that done, I'd be happy to come down there for a few days.
Wiley, I made some specially for you.
He said you can cedars. You can have all you can cut. Cedars are such a pain in the butt to take
Oh,
down.
man, they are a pain.
gosh.
De-limbing them cedars, oh, I hate it.
Yeah, it's a trash tree around here too, and they really soak up a lot of groundwater, which isn't good. But the fact of the matter is they're so hard to take down because there's so many limbs you have to trim up.
You did epoxy tumblers started getting to your lungs. That's our neighbor just started doing that.
Oh.
So is it the heat on the epoxy
Well,
putting the
it's-
fumes in the house? Is that what it
the
is?
fumes are supposed to be really bad for you.
Really?
Mhm.
Huh?
Yeah. Hello, hope that all is well. Hello, Rochelle. How
Hey,
are
Rochelle.
you doing today? She said, I will pay as well. It costs me here.
We'd definitely, it may be, I don't know, towards the end of summer before we get to where we can, and I mean, that's even stretching it. I'm not sure, but I would absolutely, if I can get this thing mobile, I will absolutely be there. So.
Maybe we'll hit it big at these craft fairs we're going to go to. And
Yeah.
Be able to afford to make the sawmill mobile. Hey, Brenda, how are you doing? Rochelle says she can't stay long. She's making dinner.
Yeah.
I've got Emily making dinner.
Yeah, Emily's in there cooking for us.
Of course, we're cheating. It's just going to be hot links. We don't eat like that very often at all. This is the second time we've had hot links in like a year.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Wiley, I made some specially for you. I know you like them crispy, and I almost burnt like 4 of them.
Awesome.
This is the second time I've
Thank
ever
you.
ate hot
Brenda
dogs
said
in
we
my
got
life.
them bad.
was
I think she's talking about cedar trees.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Of course, they're an invasive species. Everybody wants rid of them down here. But the problem is they're not worth messing with unless they're big.
Wiley.
Donna said, real men, limb cedars, and tank tops.
Yeah.
Wiley, I was totally
He
thinking
does
about
everything
you.
in tank
I
tops.
do everything in tank tops,
You
but
can
yeah.
see, it's like in the 20s outside, and he's got a tank top.
No, they bought that. They bought that almost brand new, like the other day, and then he cut the sleeves off of
I'd
it.
give $1.99 for it at a second-hand store, Emmy.
Yeah.
It was the first
Whatever. I literally seen the sleeve on the ground, so you don't pick up after yourself. You'll.
Before he
But-
even started using
But I
it.
have been known very often to buy brand new shirts and cut the sleeves out of.
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't even use it once before he cut the sleeves off.
Rochelle says they're getting heavy snow now. I'm glad it's there, not here.
We have
Sorry.
had a few little
Flurry.
flurries, but I mean it's not anything
It's-
that you can even see.
It's north of us a little
Yeah.
ways. So, oops,
Oop.
I clicked the wrong button. Oops, I did it again. Okay.
Give me that. You're fired.
Hello everyone coming in. Don't forget to hit the like button. Or give the like button a little tickle.
The
Yeah.
epoxy fumes is horrible. Wow, I didn't realize that. I guess of course it's a difference whenever you're doing the tables because you don't heat it up like you do on the tumblers and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a difference of an effect that'll have, but
Jake said the trees aren't going anywhere.
awesome.
He said he usually just burns them. Yeah, you'll have to have a place for us to pile up the limbs.
Yeah.
And now that we have the tractor, it's a little bit easier because you can just drag them away from the tree and use the tractor to push them up in a pile. Before we had the tractor, we were dragging one by one, you know. What we'd do is we'd take a bigger limb and we'd pile smaller limbs on top of it and then tie a strap to the back of the truck and drag it away. Let's see. Hey Jason, how are you? I don't think we said hi to you yet. If we did, I'm sorry that I said it again. Hey, we
Donna
get off some
Brown.
gardening.
Donna Brown said she loved that like button and,
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
and shared it.
Mom, what you meant to say is sneak into the like button's house and then replace their Cheerios or their Frosted Flakes with regular wheat.
Yeah.
I don't know, I had trouble coming up with
Or
it.
sneak into their house and replace all their sugar with salt.
Yeah.
That's evil.
Yeah.
A big plate of hot wings.
That's a whole
You're also gonna have to bring us bread and mustard.
Oh,
Jake said they got room for bonfires. Well, we'll
Yeah.
be having some.
Yeah, heck yeah, we'll just make it a party.
Wait, Mom, you serious? Okay.
Mom, guess what?
Thank you, Emmy.
I
You're
found.
welcome.
Hey, we're on live TV and you're in here naked.
Get out. Go that way.
Go back.
Get
and
out.
Go back and
Go get some clothes on.
I found
Weirdo.
my brush and brushed my hair in the shower.
Oh,
Good for
it
you.
doesn't look like
Sorry,
it.
guys, our little
Will
streaker.
you go in there and give her the new bottle of shampoo and conditioner? Thank you. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm glad she had the towel wrapped
It's
around
the
her.
Grim Reaper.
We probably would have gotten banned on YouTube for child pornography or something. Gosh.
It'll knock you.
Then
She said
we
it's only
could've
when you take the
deleted
lid off, and she said it'll knock you down. She used a respiratory mask, and it still could smell it.
Oh.
Wow.
So it was like, is using the cup okay after it cures? Because I just took my cup over to the neighbors to be epoxied.
Oh, my Lord. I forgot about my coffee.
Wiley's been boiling his coffee for like 10 minutes.
Longer than that. I put
He
it on there
forgot it.
before you accidentally hit the button, and that was 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, right. Yep, it was literally 20 minutes ago. Okay, so what's 5 o'clock? Ed?
That's hot.
Huh. Hey, Wiccan Chickens, hello. Okay, so we have 21 people in here, from what I can see. And, we wanted to talk to you guys about something because we need to, pray about it and think about it, and
We want their opinions.
I want y'all's opinions, or we want your opinions. I need to, Wiley, when you come over here, will you bring me that notepad and maybe a pen or something to write with?
No, I have my coffee.
I'm gonna open up an email right here real quick, so I can't see the chat on the computer right now. So give me just a second, I'll get back to it.
Your phone won't last long enough to do it on here.
No, it's at like 3%. I don't
It'll
think
be
it'll.
fine.
But I need to be able to take notes because I want their opinion.
Oh,
so
The camera isn't switched around the wrong way anymore. It used to be you were over there and Wiley was over there, but you were really over here and Wiley was over there.
huh?
That's what the computer used to do.
I don't know how to find the attachment. Hang on. I am not a tech savvy person at all. This is awful. Okay.
I was wanting to try to find some mustard, but I don't guess we
Oh,
have any.
there's some.
Oh,
It's
we
on the
have
top
some.
shelf in the back of the fridge.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
so I'm gonna go back to the chat. Oh my gosh, y'all are just chatting away.
You
Thanks.
didn't break something?
No, okay.
Okay, you scared me.
Poke, click, hit, smash, kiss, hell, even lick that like button. Thanks, Greg.
Right.
punch the like button with your nose.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know,
two different
Donna.
kinds.
It probably is. I'm not sure.
What?
Wiley's gonna dent up this beautiful table we made, and then I might have to punch him.
I built it. I can tear it up if I want to.
And you're gonna have to build us a new one.
It's starting to like dry more, I guess.
My fingers hurt.
Maybe the wood wasn't completely dried out when we started it, because now it's getting like high spots where the wood is harder, like in the heart of the wood and stuff. So, anywho, let's see. Okay, I think I'm caught back up on the chat.
So anyway, we need your advice.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna go get the mayonnaise though.
Hey Inka, how are you doing today? Oh, there's another troll.
Well, I'm gonna go lay down in my room with the dog
I'm just
for a
gonna
little while
I'm just gonna remove them
until dinner time. Bye.
for now, cause
Bye, Mom.
Hannah.
Hey, Daddy.
Hannah. Make you a sandwich, me.
Jake said, "Bring the table to me. It looks great."
Well, we have to
Yeah,
pray
we love
before
it. We love it.
Hannah.
Yeah, it's just
What are you
shrimp.
saying?
Okay. Thanks, guys. They're on top of it.
Lily, it's because it's cute and it goes together. And no, they're not cold.
Tiny Tim says, "I pretty near broke the like button when I smashed it on the way in." Been busy trying to get stuff down for my cruise. Oh yeah, Brenda is going on a cruise.
Mmm.
I'm
Where are you
only
going,
a little bit jealous.
Where are you going, Brenda? I'm extremely jealous because I've been on one before.
Oh, Missy is wicking
Wow.
chickens.
Michael or Wiley.
Good
you're
to
so
know.
lucky.
Good to meet you, Missy.
Yep. We
Well,
will try to remember that.
You're so lucky.
What?
Too much mayonnaise on here.
That I've been on a cruise before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big.
I'm gonna take notes real quick.
The closest to a yacht I've been on is the boat in our front yard.
Yeah.
And even that's like not even close to
No.
how big a yacht is.
That's as big as one room on one of those, and there's like 1,100 rooms on one.
Yeah. So I've been nowhere near
Today is
Um,
a
Princess
boat
22nd
nearly that
birthday.
big.
It's like a microscopic
Whose birthday?
version of a yacht.
Here's some mayonnaise. You want some?
Oh, her daughters?
It's really good.
Read the
It's
message.
all over my hand.
Compared to a real yacht, our boat is like a microscopic version of a yacht.
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Was that your daughter, Inka?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh. Well, prayers sending to you.
Uh-huh. I don't even know what you're talking about, but yep.
Today would be her daughter's 22nd birthday, but she's in heaven.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Where did Brenda say she was going?
I didn't see it.
Hey, Red Road Homestead, how are you doing today, Lena? Cozumel, Grand Cayman, Jamaica. Hopefully it goes well. Been canceled 4 times. But it's coming up. It's coming up and they haven't canceled it yet. So.
I went to Cozumel,
Mom, hold on, Mom.
Progreso,
Here you go.
and I can't remember the other stop, but it was absolutely
Emily wants me to wear these things I don't even fit.
Here,
I can't even fit them.
the best time I've ever had. I mean, I swore I would never pay that kind of money to go do something like that.
Well,
But
go put on a different pair of your jeans. Apparently, I got those ones and they're too
She
small.
wants me to wear cold jeans.
You're gonna be inside anyway.
Yeah.
What?
I'll finish buttoning.
If they don't fit, go change into something else. And then Michael will take you, and then you can eat a hot dog and Michael can take you to Taylor's house.
they're the ones canceled the cruise, really.
Ow, you're
Sorry.
Yeah, because of all this stuff going around. I'm not surprised.
I lost my daughter in a car wreck 3 years ago.
Oh man, that's awful.
That was Carnival. I was on the Carnival Valor, and man, that was awesome shit. That was, oh Lord. I have been trying to talk her into letting
This is a cold.
me take her on a cruise, but she won't do it.
Not that I don't want to go. I just, there's restrictions that I just, with everything going on in the world right now, I just
Arms up.
don't feel like it's a good time. Plus, it's not like we have the extra money laying around to pay for a cruise.
No, it's
If
not.
we
It has to
had
be like that
a few
forever.
$1,000s laying around to go on
20 minutes,
vacation, I'd be spending it on a freeze dryer.
Well, the way I was going to do it was I was just going to set it up on the payment plan, and just pay a little bit when we can. And then whenever it's paid for, we'd be able to book a cruise. But anyway, oh, yeah, absolutely. It's amazing.
I have no doubt that I would love it.
I did say that the last time I went on a cruise, or the only time I've ever been on a cruise, I swore that I would love to be able to book a cruise, and
It was a cruise or ship.
You're interrupting, Hunter.
I swore that I would book a cruise that would just be like a 7-day cruise with no stops, just stay out in the ocean the whole time. I really didn't. It wasn't a whole lot to me for the stops we made, but I just loved being on the ship. The ship itself was amazing.
I'd go, but they frown upon people dragging their foot on the bottom of the ocean.
I'm getting the fresh.
Thanks for coming by, Levita.
Bye, Levita. We haven't even gotten around to business
Yeah.
yet. We've been chatting.
You done started and then got off subject.
I know. Okay. So, I keep replying to comments. Maybe we should just have a chat where we just chat and don't have anything to talk about. But,
Thanks. Gotta brush my hair.
so, as many of you know,
I already brushed it.
we have been serving a meal to our community for a little over a year now. And I don't know where to explain it.
Well, we went to the meetings at the
Mhm.
church, and I mean, as most of you guys know, they offered us the kitchen and the dining hall and everything at the church. As we was at this meeting, we met up with a lady.
Oh wait, no, that.
I don't think I even want to say her name.
My first.
But we met up with a lady
Always
that
they were like,
since then has came into the homeless coordinator position of our city.
Mhm.
And
She is like the perfect person for the job.
She is perfect. I mean, her ideas, our ideas line up almost 100%. And she has come to us a few times and asked us different things. And we're actually working on designing, what are they called again?
Conestoga huts.
Conestoga huts.
AKA like covered wagons without wheels.
Yeah. For a homeless village here in Shawnee. And
I think
Lily,
she's gotten
talking.
approved to do 3 of them. Did she say that?
3 villages.
Yeah, 3 separate villages.
So these will have probably around.
My lip had some skin come off.
Okay, here. Eat, and then you can have Michael take you to Elias.
Okay.
These will probably have around 15 Conestoga huts, I think, per village.
Mhm.
And she's got permission to do 3 villages so far.
Mhm.
But
Hey, Gardener Josh, how are you?
that's just kind of giving you a heads up of what has been, what kind of dealings we've had with this lady. And now I'm going to let you take it over.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm still hungry though. Can I just stuff my face some more? Okay, and hey Robert Castleberry, how are you doing? So we talked to her yesterday, and she was just kind of joking, asking us. But then the conversation got kind of serious, and so we have what she brought to our attention. We really need to pray about, and we're reaching out to you guys to help us come up with some of the pros and cons of getting involved versus not getting involved. And so ultimately, we want God to lead us. And it's funny because before, Wiley and I had talked about like having some sort of resource center. Hey, Vicki Wells, how are you doing? Thanks for coming by. I'm trying to pay attention to the chat, but I get distracted when I start talking. So, like I said, the blonde goes to the roots and beyond.
Yes.
But anyway, so we had talked about having some sort of a resource center where we wanted to be able to feed people, but we also wanted to be able to offer things like being able to take showers and do laundry and have a place that they are allowed to go during the day.
Also, and try to have somebody there that can help them, that can maybe
connect them with resources that are available through other organizations. So there's a church in our town that does a P.O. box ministry. So people, because there's a lot of things that you can't receive if you don't have a physical address. And so that gives them a physical address that they can use. Then there's, organizations like, that help them with mental health services.
Red Rock is mental health. I mean, obviously, I think their country, they're all across the country.
And then there's organizations that help with housing. There's organizations that help with jobs.
Addiction problems.
Yeah. And so we want to be able to help with, Inca said, that is amazing for the village ideas. Does getting involved help the people who need housing cons? There shouldn't be, it's a beautiful idea. Right. And so, go ahead.
So we are totally on board with the housing idea, but this is something else that has come up separately.
This is in addition to that. And so we've talked about opening a resource center, but we aren't at a point right now where we can rent a building or remodel it to include showers and laundry facilities and it would be somewhere that would be open during bad weather in case, to get people inside. One of the biggest problems our town has with the homeless population is loitering issues in the downtown area. And I understand from a business standpoint, some of these people don't look, because they're homeless, they don't have access to a shower or clean clothes or they might have mental issues that aren't being dealt with. So it can be kind of scary.
So yeah, that's the kind of, you don't want a dirty, grungy, and truthfully, a lot of these guys, when you walk up to them, they smell like alcohol, or, and you don't want them hanging around at your business down on Main Street, and so a place for them to go to where they don't have to hang out down in the only place they can, really, just the alleys
Right.
and the.
And in the alleys, a lot of them hang out at the public library, which they're not there to read books. They hang out outside the library, which and a lot of the community is afraid to take their kids and stuff there because of it. I mean, we have a good relationship with a lot of these people, and we're not scared of them. We don't see them as anything less than human beings.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that's how the general community sees them. And so when the police come and run them off, they don't just disappear. They have to go somewhere. They don't just disappear into thin air. And so the idea of a resource center is to give them somewhere where they can go, somewhere where they can get the help they need, and somewhere where they can clean up, they can feel safe, they're not going to be discriminated against or treated badly. And so, let's see. I was there 2 years ago. If not for help, I received who knows where I'd be. And a lot of, there are some out there that don't mind living like that. They enjoy the gypsy lifestyle, if that's what you want to call it. But there's so many people that are out there because of circumstances out of their control. And I know we've talked about it before as far as, like, people having, losing a loved one and choosing to be at the bedside rather than going to work, and then losing everything because millions of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And so, Vicky Wells said cute dog. She's a rotten dog, is what she is. She's full of rotten. He has to turn the Wi-Fi on for you. Oh, we're on his phone.
We're on my phone, okay.
Dang, now you can't. Sorry.
You said it would be best if we...
I know, but we should have done that before we got online because now we can't do it. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go through these comments for just a second, just because I feel like we're missing a bunch, and then we'll get back to the topic at hand. Let's see. It's great. There's a lot of people subscribing to each other in here. That's fantastic.
Awesome. Yep.
If the mods want to drop links, actually, Brenda's already doing it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's a few of them already.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, guys. That way people can get to know each other.
Gardner Josh said he just realized we're both in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
We're near Shawnee. So we're central Oklahoma. Where are you at? And are you going to the Okie Homesteading Expo?
Yeah.
Because we'll be there.
We'll be there. We're going to have a vendor's booth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much stuff we're going to be able to get done between now and then.
Yeah, we are far behind on getting that stocked up, but it'll be okay. Whatever we bring, we'll bring, and whatever we can't, it's whatever. So, okay, so now I'm going to scroll back down to the bottom of the chat. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lots of comments. Yes, it's hard to get back up. Most just need a chance to start anew. And that's right. Like, a lot of people see a homeless person and they're like, that guy needs to get a job. But how many places do you know that hire people without a social security card or driver's license?
And you can't even get a library card without a driver's license or without ID.
And you have to have somewhere where they can mail it to.
And
you can't have it mailed to the post office and pick it up without a driver's license.
Most people nowadays don't even accept paper applications. You've got to have access to a computer to be able to put an application in. I mean,
and so we want to be able to help people apply for jobs and help them, because when you're down that low and like you don't even have a phone to make phone calls to follow up on job applications, you can't receive a call if somebody wants to call you to have an interview. It's just, I couldn't even imagine. So
that was our idea. That's what we've already talked about, and that's what we've already, hoping would come along in the future, something her and I could do.
And Inca, I'm sure that there would be some general rules and stuff. We haven't gotten that far in the process to know exactly what those are yet. But we would be, I'm sure that there's going to be some of that. So we'll get into that in just a minute. Yes, true. Some want free of bills. Rent, living outside is their choice.
Yeah.
And some
Right.
are happy with it.
Yeah, some are happy with it. Yeah, but I mean, there's some that could use a hand up to make a better life for themselves. I guess if you want to call it that. To some people, that's the best life. That's the best life. So sure.
Lena said that in Florida, they get 10-minute showers. They do something like this. They get 10-minute showers, hot meals, a little store that has donated items. It works really well.
Donna, I'm sure they do have a Social Security number, but things get stolen. They don't have their Social Security cards anymore. They don't have their IDs probably been stolen. And
people steal. People have told us that their shoes have been stolen while they were sleeping.
So once you get down to that point, you can't get yourself back up because there's no help out there. Nobody's gonna. If you don't have an address, you don't have ID, you don't have a way to do nothing. I mean, like I said, you can't even go to the library and use a computer
to apply for jobs because you have to have a driver's license to get a library card.
Or even apply for your Social Security card.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, let's get back to this.
And Charles opened right up to it and he said maybe collab with the city somehow.
Good idea, Charles.
Yeah, okay, let's get into that. So, now we have a connection with someone who works for the city. And she is the coordinator of all of this. And she reached out to us about helping. She said, my driver's license expired while I was homeless and I couldn't get another until I had an address.
Right.
See? And
Yep.
It's such a simple thing that most people don't realize because they don't have to deal with. And it's not simple when you're in that situation.
Right.
At all. And so you're like, where do I start? How do I get an address? You can't just use someone's random address because if they mail you your driver's license, you're not going to get it. It's not going to matter. So, anyway. Hey, my table of three, how are you today? Okay. So we are talking about anybody who's come in the last few minutes. We are talking about a collaboration with our city to help the homeless population. And so this is what her idea of a day center is. And we've already told you guys
I don't even
about...
think you really said anything about her offering it to us, but anyway.
Okay, so my phone's almost dead, but I'm going to try to pull it up on here so Wiley can still keep track of the chat. Yes, Lily?
I had a wall block and Hunter needed a wall block to charge his MP3, and I let him borrow mine.
Oh, how nice of you.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, I'm done with my food.
Because you weren't going to do anything, huh? Get your jacket on and get some shoes on and go tell Michael he's in the truck. Go tell him to take you to the Wise House.
He's right there.
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't even know he came in. How'd you sneak in here?
We've been so busy chatting with you guys, we didn't even see Michael come in.
Okay, get your email pulled up before your phone goes
my
dead.
My phone's about to die, so let me see.
Once again, I am being a chameleon.
Actually, hang on a second. What I can do... No, I'm not on the computer. Dang it. If I was live on the computer, I could probably share it. But through StreamYard. I don't know. Anyway. So... Let me try to find it again. Okay.
You're exactly right, Donna. You have a car wreck on your way home or on your way to work. You lose your job.
Because now you don't have a car to go.
Or you can't go to work, just whatever.
Because you're disabled now. Because
you're homeless. With everybody, or, 75% of the people nowadays live paycheck to paycheck.
I got a jacket on, Mom.
Hey, Belinda and Chuck. So, yeah, you're right. Just one small thing could lead you to homelessness very easily. Very easily.
Mom.
And so...
I got a jacket on.
Okay, do you got shoes on?
Yes.
Your phone's going to go dead if you don't get on this one.
I know. Michael, will you take her to Alliance, please? Okay. Okay, so she wants to help, her goal is to help individuals experiencing homelessness achieve and maintain housing. The center, oops, it just turned on me. The center would bring together service providers that can help address homelessness in Shawnee through effective collaboration. Additional outcomes include decreasing the amount of loitering on Main Street, improving the perception of the Main Street shopping district, returning the library to its intended use, and decreasing human waste and garbage in the downtown area, which is a big concern for businesses and shoppers downtown.
Yeah.
The services would include the day center would be a space for resources and coordinated case management, including a shelter, jobs, healthcare, post office boxes, assistance with resumes and job searches, clothing and other material needs, and in meal locations and times. It would also provide organizations a safe, welcoming place to engage individuals on a regular schedule. Potential organizations could include, and it's tribal entities, Veterans Administration, a local pharmacy, DHS, churches and organizations that want to help in the collaborative effort, mental health facilities, housing people who help with housing, things like that. The day center would provide showers, restrooms, and laundry facilities for individuals experiencing homelessness. In addition, it would provide office areas for case management and other privacy needs, computer workstations, cell phone charging stations, a lounge area with couches, chairs, and a TV, space for classes and meetings, kennels for their pets so that individuals have a safe place for their pets when they are going to appointments, looking for jobs, or working, or etc. Which is a big issue because some people have dogs and nowhere to keep them while they are working or while they are searching for jobs or whatever. So it would also allow storage for personal belongings so that things, people wouldn't have their sleeping bags stolen or their tents or their IDs.
So lockers, essentially. Yeah.
And it would have, if space permits, it would contain a commercial kitchen, which is really on our thing.
That's on our level. I mean,
if we were doing this, we would like to provide a meal. And then in the case of bad weather, it would also be emergency shelter that would be open 24 hours a day, so that people could get in and out of the weather. I wanted to go at that a little bit more, like a little slower, but my phone's about to die. So let's look at the choices.
Josh with Porter Valley Ranch was on here. I don't know if we ain't said hi to him yet.
No. Hey, Josh at Porter Valley, if you're still in here.
Big Matt come in. Hello, Big Matt. Gray Wolf's here. Hi, Gray Wolf.
Yeah. Sorry to anybody I missed coming in while I was reading that. Props to you guys for helping the less fortunate. Excited to hear more about this new ministry. Yes. Roberta, hello. I'm trying to scroll through the comments, but I broke the little wheel thing on our mouse the other day, so now it jumps on me.
Wait, Mom, you broke the wheel on the mouse?
My daughter lets me live with her, but it's not something I can depend on.
And see, Roberta, the thing about that is, in our area in Shawnee, I don't know if this is countrywide, I don't know what, but you are considered homeless. If you're living on, staying with someone else, you don't have a home of your own, you are considered homeless.
It's called couch homeless.
Yeah, couch homeless. That's what they was calling it.
And because families are doubled up in houses. It's same like if your daughter and her husband and their kids didn't have a place and they lived with you, they'd be the ones considered homeless.
Yep.
And so we have quite a few of those too. I had to move to another state with a friend to get back on my feet. Michigan is a rough place to be homeless. I can imagine.
Oh, I could only imagine.
It gets really cold there. I'm on my cell in my car, so I can't say to everyone individually, so collective hello to everyone, says Roberta. Let's see what else. I made dumb choices in my past, ended up homeless. I found my way and did my best to do better today. I bless people. I'm blessed. Dang it, I scrolled too far. I'm blessed. People just have to have someone to be there for them, right? And some people just need you to listen. Sounds way too cool. Let's see.
Why would you break my mouse? I paid for that.
That would be an amazing help for those that need it. Yes, absolutely. I'm homeless. She kicked me out before. She always wants me to move back in, but she's so fickle. And it's so hard to live with other people because of that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And there isn't any help offered. It's basically illegal to be homeless in Michigan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really is everywhere. I mean, this is the
Wow.
first time I've ever seen anybody step in like the city and put a homeless coordinator out there. This is
Yeah,
my
right.
first experience in any
Other
of this.
than that, it's like we don't want it in our backyard. Run them off. And where are they going to go? You know? Grey Wolf said, I was homeless back in my 20s, and me and my family was homeless 3 years ago. We know what it is like. Yeah.
Right. So, guys, here's
Leanne said, I hope it's not Friday. No, it's not Friday.
No, it's not Friday. Here's the situation, guys, is, it was brought to our attention that the city wants to do this, that this is something the city wants to invest in. They want to...
Hey, Critter Creek.
They want to either find a building or, whatever it's going to take to invest in this community center.
Craig said he was homeless in his teens, and it was really hard to pull himself back up. Right. So, from what we know right now, is that the city has grant funds to pay for a day center, but the grant funds don't allow them to run the day center. I don't know what all the bureaucratic stuff is that goes along with that, but it would pretty much be a contract between our ministry and the city. And so we don't know how much of the bill the city would float or whatever. That's all in the works right now. We're just trying to figure out what the pros and cons are of getting involved versus not getting involved. Because it would be a salary position that we don't expect. I mean, we don't really want to get paid for what we feel like our heart is, what God's leading us to do.
As her and I was talking yesterday, I wouldn't charge the city a penny for doing this, but if it's going to take all of our time and effort, we wouldn't be able to do our side hustles to pay the bills. So, I don't want to go out there and be like, oh yeah, for $10,000 a month, I'm not going to do that. I want to be, I want to be.
We don't have to get rich.
We need our bills paid. That's all we need is our bills paid.
And our bills aren't very much.
So anyway, it was brought to our attention that they're needing somebody to run this day center, to operate this day center.
And she just kind of joked when we were on the phone the other day. She's like, you guys want to help me? And we're like, sure.
Let's talk more about it.
Let's talk more about this.
So as what had happened was the lady she had in mind.
I almost lost my job because I was housing an employee in the coldest part of the winter. That's crazy. Which from experience, I know that managers and employees aren't supposed to have relationships as far as being friends and stuff, because then there's the issue with playing favorites or whatever. But still, if they're homeless, I wouldn't leave them out on the street.
Yeah, no. So what we're asking for is you guys' opinions on the pros and cons of, possibly taking this contract up with the city or not.
We don't know all the details yet. We're just trying to determine the pros and cons, the pros of getting involved, the cons of getting involved, and then also the pros and cons of not getting involved. And then we want to pray about it and see what God says.
Yeah.
We want to see what God tells us to do about it. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, Roberta. Right.
Inca, I will tell you something. Whenever I was a kid, I swore every day of my life that the day I turned 18, I was out of Oklahoma. I'd be gone. Things happen. Things happen at that age, and I wound up getting a CDL, and I wound up driving cross country for a long time. I'm not leaving Oklahoma.
Bye, Gardner Josh.
Unless something, just drastically changes in my life, Oklahoma is an awesome place to live.
And I'm a transplant. I grew up in California. I've also lived in Oregon, and Nevada, and Texas. And I ended up in Oklahoma, and I love it here. The only thing that would change it is if we were had some sort of grandiose opportunity where we felt like God was leading us somewhere else.
Yeah.
Is the only reason we would leave.
And
Donna said they will pay someone. Why not you all?
Yeah, right. Cost of living in Oklahoma is probably one of the cheapest places you can do.
Mhm.
You can have cost of land in Oklahoma, although it has risen quite a bit lately. Everything is cheaper in Oklahoma.
Mhm. Are you gonna read that?
Which one?
This one.
Belinda and Chuck?
Mhm.
It may be God's way of providing for you to do what He has called you to do. Of course, that is something between you and God. Right. And that's what we're trying to figure. I mean, it's funny because in the last few Bible studies we've done, it's even talked about it, I think, a little bit. And I know we done one here a while back that was pretty well specifically about it.
Mhm.
Trying to figure out if, that's something God wants you to do, or if that's something that you're
you wanna
telling yourself that that's God what God wants you to do. If that
And
makes
it's
sense.
there's also something, I think it was in our Bible study today, that it said, if God's calling you to do something, do it well, and do it completely.
Right.
And so, well, we kind of feel like, we kind of feel bad, like, accepting a paycheck for something that we feel like we want to do. I mean, like, nobody pays us to feed people. You guys, thankfully, help us with buying groceries and stuff so that we can feed people. But we don't get a paycheck for it. And we're totally fine with that. But then we have to think about it. Like, pastors of churches get paid by the congregation. I mean, the congregation supports them, and they support the ministry, essentially, or whatever. And so, I don't know. It's just something that we don't want to, like, just be like, heck yeah, let's do this, without weighing the pros and cons first.
See what Brenda said.
Send me an email, and I will give you my daughter's numbers to call. She
I actually
runs the
think
Helping Hands in Chandler. She may have some tips for you because she's working on getting a place for the homeless too. Ooh,
I
that's
think
awesome.
you've actually sent us her number before, hasn't she?
If she did, I don't have it. I don't think.
Yeah, if you did, the email's probably gone by now. But
Mhm. My table of three. Growing up, always wanted to leave Arkansas, and then she explored a few new places and went right back to stay.
That's it's totally right. I mean, there's a number of places that I think are good people and I would fit in, I guess. But for the most part, I'm happy right here where I'm at.
Charles says, I say that God opened the door with the email you got from that lady.
I'm thinking so. I mean, like I said, this is very early stages of this whole deal. So we don't, we're not 100% sure.
We know there's not a lot of people like lining up to take the job.
Yeah, right.
So, Craig said that he's kind of starting the same thing. He's starting some community volunteer groups, and he's terrified, but he's praying for some sort of direction, yes or no. That's kind of where we are. We're like, give us some discernment.
Yeah.
God. Like, let us know if this is what you want. Because, honestly, like, we got this email earlier today, but Wiley had a doctor's appointment to get his eyes checked because it's been a long time. Leanne said she would pray about it. Absolutely. We absolutely are. Yeah. Bye, Wiccan chickens.
Yeah, these glasses are 8 years old.
Yeah.
I had to get my eyes checked today.
So, while we had the money to do it, he doesn't have insurance, so we had to pay out of pocket. So we're like, let's get this done, because that's kind of really important. So, hey, Punk Speed, how are you? If there is some kind of compensation for you guys doing this, you guys deserve to be compensated for a job you will be providing to the public. Pray about it. Compensation is also from God. And I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's just hard to train my brain to think like that, though, because I'm not about the money. I'm about doing
service.
A good job and serving people. And so I kind of feel like by being paid for it, it's not as genuine. But I can't think that way because, like I said, pastors of churches and people who work in churches get paid, and their jobs are vital. Their jobs are important. I mean, churches couldn't do what they do without those people in charge. So, it's called Family Promises here. I can get information for you if needed. God opened the door. I have to go. iPad is dying. Prayers for you all. Well, thanks, Donna Brown. If you want to send us an email with like their website or something, that'd be great. Pray about it. I'll be praying for you guys that God shows you the way. Yeah, if you guys want to pray to God to give us discernment and wisdom when it comes to this matter, that would be awesome. God is providing you to have a way to take care of your bills. Right. And I'm sure that it would, because, like, our bills aren't very much.
No.
If we hadn't bought our tractor, our bills would be really low. But
tried to get a grant to pay the expenses. Well,
the city already has grant funds.
Yeah, the city is the one doing this, and the city already has all the grant funds to do it. The thing is the city can do all this. They just can't run it. So they
would have to contract with our ministry.
So they're having to contract with us to operate the shelter. Gray Wolf said he's a pastor and he gets paid. Good point, Punk Speed. I mean, God knows your heart. God knows what we're doing. He's not, So, yeah, good point.
It's often hard to remember that, though, because he's not, like, verbally saying, I know your heart. So sometimes it's all based on faith, and that's, like, faith is my intentional word this year. And so I think I talked about intentional words on a different live, but you pick one word a year, and you focus on that word, and you focus on developing yourself to that word, whether that's for me, it's having faith. Like, I want to increase my faith and be more comfortable try listening to God more, because I've been doing a Bible study for a few years, and I feel like I've really increased my faith, but I really want to be intentional about just focusing on that this year. And so for some people, it's, I don't know, lots of other things.
John and Sherry just come in.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? Bobby and Sherry?
I meant Bobby and Sherry. What did I say, John?
Yeah. How are y'all doing today? The church accepts tithes from God's people to pay for the church needs, right? And in this case, the city would be paying for it.
But I think there's grants for you getting paid to run it and the food.
I bet there is.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I don't know.
I don't know anything about getting grants. We haven't looked into anything like that yet.
No.
We have to get our 501c3, I think, before we can
actually start doing that.
I think you have to have your 501c3 before you can get grants for any of that.
So we are registered at the state level as a nonprofit, and all that's done. But the 501c3 is federal, and
it requires a lot of paperwork.
Trying to get that all done is something.
Thanks for coming, Chuck and Belinda. Don't forget to show that like button some love if you haven't already.
Yep.
I don't like talking with my mouth full.
So don't eat. So anyway, guys, we're just, I don't know. We feel like a lot of you guys are family. So, and we'd like,
Let me see in the chat if you guys have a suggestion. We're going to go, I have a grid on here. Whoop, my other paper's falling out, but. Of pros of getting involved, cons of getting involved. Pros of not getting involved, and cons of not getting involved. So I have a feeling we're going to have a whole lot of here and a whole lot here in the pros of getting involved and the cons of not getting involved. But I want your guys' opinion. So what do you guys think that some of the pros of us getting involved in this would be? It's like everyone says the church doesn't pay taxes. Why do they ask for money? I tell people that just because they don't pay taxes doesn't mean they don't have bills. Right? Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, there's a electric bill that needs to be paid and a water bill that needs to be paid and gas and, then churches often help people with food or paying bills or that kind of stuff too.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so if you guys can help us out, I'm gonna write down your answers. Bye, Donna. I'm gonna write that as a pro. Gotta feed people. Oh, she said gotta feed my people, but we gotta
Yeah.
feed people.
Yeah, we gotta feed
So,
people. See you later, Donna. Tell everybody hi.
I don't know which one to write that in. Pros of getting involved.
A lot of people when giving. So is that where we're at? Pros to get involved.
Mhm.
So if we get involved, our pros. Well, I mean, obviously, our pro to if we get involved is fulfilling something we want. I mean, that's something we've talked about a lot. So giving you the city's gives you the city's backing for the great job you're doing. Well, true. Yeah, that's. Help more people with wider range of issues. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serving the needy in the community. Yeah, that's what we already do, but it would absolutely take us deeper into that for sure. A lot of people, when given a help up, can better themselves and become productive. Right. That's. And we've even had a few guys come to us, on our meals on Wednesdays, and they're like, that they've told us multiple times that, if they had their IDs and everything back, that they would love to be able to find a job and get a job and get, get out there and be working again. I mean, we've got a few of them that has told us that. Someone with a passion for the homeless having that job is my pro. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you get the wrong person in there, and it's just not going to be a good thing anyway. You won't have the bill if we do it ourselves. Yeah, true.
Mhm.
Yeah. Be more financially stable.
Yeah. Right.
Right. You're saying yeah, right, but you're not even telling. There's 50 things up there.
Oh, sorry. I'm reading comments and then I'm writing them down. Sorry. I'm agreeing, but you don't know who I'm agreeing to. Just imagine I'm agreeing to your.
Donna Lawson, absolutely. That is a very good point.
Mm-hmm. So I was thinking when we had talked to Erica that we could have those people help us build the Conestoga huts.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So essentially, they'd be building their own houses.
Uh-huh.
I just applied for a 501c3 status for a ministry. Praying for y'all. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. That's AZ Highland Homestead.
The
only con I can think of is the city will be in control instead of you will have to bend to their wishes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. That does put you under somebody else's thumb. Is it going to be part of a church that is asking for your help? No, it's the city directly. Is this going to be part of a church that is asking for your help? I just joined recently. No. Yeah, it's definitely it's all city funded. It's all going through the city. There's not a church involved.
Hey, Donna Griggs. Yeah.
wasted that money. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Not only because they wouldn't be passionate about genuinely helping people, but they could squander funds.
Yeah. And it's funny because I don't know how deep I want to get into it, but the lady that she was interested in proposing this to, I really don't even know what happened, but she lost everything. She was kicked out of the building that she was using.
Long story short, she was working with the church. They were allowing her to use their parsonage to help the needy. And she'd apparently been told on multiple occasions that she was doing things that made the church look bad. She continued to do them. The church gave her their notice and said, we can't do this anymore. And then the pastor walked in on something really, really bad and was like, I'm done with this. And he changed the locks on her. So she couldn't even get back into the parsonage. So I don't know what happened, but it was bad. And, you know, a lot of people set out with good intentions. But when you have the wrong person whispering in your ear, you can easily be led astray. And so, let's see. Yeah, I think that would be a con of not getting involved, would be having a half-hearted person doing it.
Right.
Okay. On the flip side, if something were to happen, the city would be responsible, not you guys, which is good protection legally for you guys. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're so cute.
Okay. Let's see.
Hi, Rims.
Hey, Remy, how are you? Yeah. Donald Austin says, don't sign anything until you have your own legal counsel. There are always unintended and unseen consequences. Yeah. Once you get your foot in the door, you're going to want to do more and more and more to help the homeless, and you're in a position to fight for what you need to do to help. Right. Yep.
And another thing is the position that this lady holds was previously filled by a lady with a lot of passion for the homelessness. And I think I don't know, she's the one that really had brought all these grants and all these things into the city. And she was only in her mid-20s, I'm pretty sure. And maybe it was because she was young and didn't quite understand how to control herself or something. I don't know.
We don't know exactly.
Don't know exactly what happened, but anyway, she was fired from the job for standing up for the homeless, basically.
Yeah.
And that is one of the big things that concerns me, is if we get involved into something like this, how easy is it for them to, the leader of that position to be fired, which would, what they say, crap rolls downhill.
Yeah, right.
It's,
I say in that case, we just go back to what we were doing.
But you say that. Once you get something started like we have started right now, and we don't want to fully stop doing what we're doing now, but as far as our side hustles and stuff, we have grown to where we're doing better than we have. I mean, we're not doing great, but we're doing better than we have. And, all that's going to happen there is it's going to get better. So if we stop doing that now, we're going to start all over again whenever we, if something happens there, we're going back to square one here.
You see what Craig said?
No.
And you would want to know the people you would be working under, as the ones above will always poop on those below while you're left looking at a butthole.
Right, right.
That's absolutely right. So, what do you guys think are some cons of us not getting involved in this? How's the, other than like, I put half-hearted person gets the job. That would definitely be a con.
Right.
But what are some of the cons that people, no, we would not be city employees. We would be contracted through the city.
Yeah, we would be a subcontractor into the city, we wouldn't be a city employee.
Hmm.
Cons by what now?
Cons of not getting involved.
The cons of not getting involved?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, basically that just goes back to losing the pros.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you're it's the same question asked backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right. Okay. Hey, Randy and Sherry, how are you? Randy and Sharon. Randy and Sharon. Sorry. Too close to Sherry. So it wouldn't be about competition.
There's no competition.
Because if they kicked us out and put somebody else in charge, it's whatever. They get to do the job now.
Right.
We would just go back to what we're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a competition
I don't see any cons, but until you're there doing the job, is there learn as you go?
Yeah.
Yeah. There are no cons for you if you don't get involved. You continue what you're doing now.
Right.
I just wonder, I mean, I guess, like Wiley said, it's the opposite of asking what are the pros of actually getting involved, and that would be, you know, that's the same question, just asked backwards. Because if we don't get involved, somebody half-hearted might get the job and not do as good of a job that they could if they fully believed in it. The cons are that I think that the people that we serve would suffer from that. Not that we're like better than other people or anything. We just know that our hearts are in the right place, and if somebody else comes along, maybe theirs isn't. So. But are there any cons of getting involved?
The cons of getting involved.
Yeah, the city would be in control, which is a con.
Yes, very much.
And there's the fine print that we don't know of yet, which we're not signing anything.
Yeah.
We're just trying to weigh our options and weigh the pros and cons and make sure that, and pray about it, and pray about the pros and cons, pray about what God wants us to do, and ask Him to lead us and guide us in this, because we feel like it would be a really great thing, but we don't want to jump and not, if we don't feel like that's what we're led to do. And so we're just trying to Randy and Sharon came in late. We spoke with the homeless coordinator in our town yesterday, and she sent us an email that we got this morning and about opening a day center for the homeless, and it would include things like showers, laundry, a place they can hang out, maybe meals. It would include lockers to keep their stuff safe, pet kennels so that if they're going to a job interview or they're working, they have a safe place for their animals to be kept. It would include a resource center where organizations can come and collaborate to help them. And actually, you don't know the intentions of those above you on the ladder. Right. Mm-hmm.
See you later, Brenda. Thanks for helping out.
We don't. I fully trust Erica. We haven't known her that long, but I feel like her heart is 100% in the right place. People above her, I don't know. I don't know about it.
All this time we've not been saying her name.
My bad. We didn't say her last name. If they Googled it, they'd see her in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna write that down. Don't.
So, in my opinion, what I was going to say is the cons to me. Oh, you haven't finished telling Randy about what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. Tulsa has a day center. You might visit them. That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea at
And
all.
Oklahoma City opened a day center last year, I think.
Mhm.
But anyway, it would have office spaces so that other organizations with that could help with housing or jobs or medical needs or
mental needs
or whatever.
addiction needs
Yeah.
or whatever.
All of those organizations could come to a safe place and we could all collaborate together to treat these people and help them get a hand up. Political question. What is the majority political stance in your community? I would say that I couldn't actually give you a percentage, but I know that our city manager and our mayor are on board.
Yeah.
As far as the rest of them, I don't know.
Have no idea. Yeah.
We know that a couple of the
or at least
commissioners are on board for sure.
At the end of last year when we had our meetings, which led to us being able to use the church we had the meetings in to feed, when we had those meetings, the mayor and everybody showed up, and they very much stood behind everything we had to say, and everybody else had to say they was in line with all of it.
And they've even gone to other cities to see how other cities do it, and they're trying to bring the things that work there here.
Yeah.
And so one of those things is having round table type discussions. So knowing these people by name, and just name off the wall, Joe, say Joe needs help finding a job. Joe needs help keeping his dog while he's at work. Joe needs help with finding a house. Joe needs help with mental health. Joe needs help with a variety of other things, and so we all sit around and we're like, I can help Joe with food. I can help Joe with finding a job. I can help him with, and that way all these organizations come together and we're not doubling down efforts on the same, because if every church in town is like, I'll give Joe a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day, what's he going to do with 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
15 peanut butter jelly sandwiches at noon,
Yeah, he's going to eat a couple of them, and he's going to have plenty of food, but all of his other needs are going to go unmet. So, always pray, go with what God leads you to do. I know y'all have good hearts and intentions. Not everyone does. I wouldn't sign any long binding contracts. No.
Yeah, correct.
Mm-mm. So I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't know how to answer that truthfully, because I don't. I mean, it's only the two that we've actually dealt with, which are the two major leaders. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That hasn't been something that we've discussed yet.
But I do believe it would lead into, we would be feeding probably every day.
Mm-hmm.
At least 5 days a week.
Yeah.
At least 5 days a week. So, I mean, this would be a full-time job for us. If it come down to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're held harmless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... I'm gonna go make me a cup of coffee.
We have been invited to a meeting on March 3rd from 7 to 9 p.m. where other organizations are going to be there to discuss this kind of stuff and see how we're going to get to know each other. We're going to find out who offers what services and can help with what kinds of things. That way when we come across someone that needs something specific, we can tell them, hey, let me make a phone call or go talk to this person, and help them that way. So, Donna Griggs says, how big is your city? It's not very big.
250,000?
I have no idea. Let me see if I can Google it.
I don't remember either.
Let's see.
I may be way off on that. I may be thinking of something think it's more like 80,000.
No. In 2019, the population was 31,235 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's not super big. Craig said, wait, let's see. Charles said, will you have enough time 5 days a week to take care of things at home with animals, kids, house, and so on? I believe
take care
so.
of animals.
I believe so.
Well,
And we don't know all the details yet, but I'm sure that if one of us had to do something, that the other one could go run the center while one of us dealt with the issues and then come in later or something. And we're also, Wiley and I also discussed that we would have someone who would fill in for us if we had to leave town, or if we wanted to go on vacation or something. We'd have somebody that would step in for us and do what we did. Let's see. I'm leaning toward, and the kids would probably spend a lot of time with us there helping. I'm leaning towards the thinking with both our predicaments. Do what makes your heart happy, but use your head to protect yourself from the worst case scenario. That's very good advice, Craig. That's great if you can handle it, if you have funding other than your bank account and you have backup. Right. And the city would be funding it with grant funds. And I'm sure that there would be a limit to those funds, but I know that they would pay the bills. They'd pay for the building, they'd pay for the utilities, they'd pay for stuff, and then there'd be things donated. So I have no doubt that if it's in God's plan for it to happen, then the basic needs will be met. And then security and safety is paramount. Anyone talking about that? Donna Lawson said security and safety is paramount. Anyone talking about that?
Well, we're not there yet, but
It's
yes.
already 5
I mean,
o'clock.
being a city-funded project, I'm sure that we're going to be able to have officers in and out quite a bit. And, I mean, that may be something we have to bring up ourselves, is to, maybe employ a security guard. Or, I mean, whatever it takes. Heck, it don't take much to get the certification. I mean, I might just do that myself and and do the security myself. I don't know. We'll see.
It's not, in our experience over the last year, Wiley's only had to get on to somebody twice. And
one of them was
two
yesterday.
Different people. Yeah, one of them was yesterday. And it's because someone brought their dog in that we've never seen this dog be aggressive. And not saying that she can't be aggressive, because dogs have bad days too. But there was someone that was like, they were getting really, really mean with this guy who brought his dog in. And Wiley was like, either stay away from the dog or go outside. Like, we're not going to tell him he has to leave with his dog. And then that guy with the dog didn't even eat yesterday.
Yeah, it pretty much ran him off.
It pretty much ran him off, and that's awful. And then before, it was two people kind of got into an argument, and Wiley was like, not here, and they both stopped. And one of them even come and apologized to Wiley after that. But I'm probably not going to word this right, but would you be happy just managing on the paperwork, because it looks a lot of paperwork and meetings, no hands-on or not much hands-on? I don't know how much I think that we would just be there to, I think that we would pretty much just be there to maintain peace and help other organizations. Like, I think it would be the homeless coordinator's job to actually, like, bring people together. I think that we would just be there to manage the facility,
keep the facility clean,
keep it clean,
keep everything going,
keep everybody in line, and unlock the doors. Be there when it needs to be open.
And that's something we don't know yet, really.
We don't really know all of that yet. That might come, but we're just trying to figure out, like, if this is something we want to be involved in, or if this is something God wants us to be involved in. But that's a very good question.
But
I need to write that down.
I can't remember who said it a while ago, but I heard you read it, and somebody said something about the finding the time to take care of things at home and all that with it. Okay. I have an issue that I've gotten into multiple times in my life that, I'm like, I have big shoulders. Put it on me. I can take it. So,
I pretty much suffer from the same problem.
yeah. And I think that's why I like asking you guys for advice. We both like asking you guys for advice because you might be thinking of something that we're not. And obviously you have, because there's a few things been said that's not, that we haven't. But throughout my life, not the last job, but the job before that, I sold a trucking company. I owned 6 trucks, cross country. I had a small trucking company, and I had a friend offer me a position that I just didn't think I could refuse, of managing a wrecker service here in Shawnee. And I knew it was going to be a big undertaking. I knew it was going to take a lot. And over the period of 8 years, it caused me to lose everything. Literally everything. I left my house with my shirt on my back. That was it. I lost everything. So it cost me, and I mean, it was very close to costing me my life, I do believe. I mean, it had gotten that hard on me that I was working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and literally could not stop and take time off for anything. And so I have a history of getting into things and not thinking them through to that kind of an extent. So, I mean, I feel like I really need advice,
yeah,
and that's
right.
And I've noticed that she's pretty close to the same way I am. She,
especially when it comes to helping other people.
Yeah.
Donna Griggs says, I think it's going to be a lot more than you think it is.
I do believe so.
I believe so, yeah.
I believe you're right. And it may, and I don't know, it may come down to, we may even, have employees. We may have to hire 10 more people to help us with it. I don't know. And that's something that's going to be a little deeper on in. So.
And if we were able to do that, or if it got to that point, we would really like to hire some of the people that we help.
Donna Brown said no cooking.
No, it doesn't take a skilled worker to clean dog kennels.
Yeah.
Or to clean a bathroom, or, whatever. So,
or to serve.
there would be cooking involved in the case that there's a kitchen there.
Yeah.
So, we would cook every day. We'd cook at least one meal a day if there was a kitchen.
That's one of the things that...
And that's another thing. It doesn't take a skilled worker to do dishes and help clean up after a meal.
No.
Craig said, get all the details of what would be expected of you and realistically see what you can handle and what you will be happy doing. Knowledge is the greatest asset. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is, I've got to say, this is probably a little bit of a premature conversation. But I wanted to get it out there and get it, get y'all's input right off the bat.
And we'll probably bring it back to you
I'm
guys
sure.
In the future as we get more details to help us kind of discern, because there's, like he said, we're just happy to help. We're like, heck yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
But we don't want to jump in without knowing what we're getting ourselves into first.
Her and I both are the type of people that if somebody come to us tomorrow and said, hey, we've got 15,000 people in Oklahoma City that need fed tonight, we'd be okay, we're there.
Yeah, like...
There ain't no way we could feed 15,000 people.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it.
It would truly have to be a loaves and fishes type story.
Craig, exactly. Yeah, and we're actually working on that now with what we're doing now on Wednesdays. It was funny. Jennifer had a thing pop up on Facebook the other day that was, hey, put this out there to see, can we
It
help
was
you
like,
get volunteers?
Are you trying to find volunteers? And I was like, well, yeah. So I clicked on it and created events where you can get volunteers. We've had one person sign up.
Yeah, we've already had one person sign up, which is
And I
pretty
just
good.
did that last night, so.
So, yeah, you're right. How do you think this might affect your children? Well, Donna, I mean, they are pretty well involved with what we do already,
Mm-hmm.
and they enjoy. I mean, the older ones especially. Well, I say that Emmy and Lily
Enjoy it the most.
enjoy it the most. I mean, they really, really enjoy it.
Michael enjoys the peace and quiet when we take the other kids with us.
he enjoys the peace and quiet when we take the other kids with us, or he enjoys the break when we take him with us.
Well,
So-
can you bring me the tea and like half a or the honey and half a lemon? Let's see. There are a lot of people needing help. Most will be willing to help out. Y'all are the people I'd pick if I were doing something like this. Just cover your assets. Right, and and we have people all the time that are like, when we feed on Wednesdays, they're like, oh, do you need help? And generally, we don't want to let them like in the kitchen to help cooking, because if the health department come in, they might not like that very much. But some people even help and stay and help clean up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back whenever we was doing it in the park, I mean, we would have 2 or 3 guys that was loyally there every time, and they
In the
would
fridge
start grabbing
outside.
stuff out of the truck. They would start grabbing our tables.
In one of the drawers in the bottom of the fridge.
They would start grabbing our tables. They would start grabbing the
They'd help us set up when
ice
we got there.
chests. Yeah, they would set up our tent.
They'd
would
help us clean
yeah.
up when we left. They'd walk around the park picking up trash and cleaning off tables. And so, let's see. I'm just a simple man, no one to give advice, so I will make a comment. If I am going to make a mistake, it's going to be one that I was trying to do good.
Right.
Matthew
Right.
25:31 through 40.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yep, I'm writing it down.
Yes, Donna, you're right. That's exactly right. We'll be moving from 1 or 2 days to every day.
Yeah.
And it's likely to be a 7-day-a-week job. I mean,
And we know a guy that runs another organization that feeds people, and he does it on Thursdays. Will you bring me the honey too? There's one that's already open, not that one. There's one on the counter somewhere that's already open.
yes.
But he, yes, yeah, they did. Donna Lawson came to volunteer with us one day before we started feeding at the church, and she was in the park with us, and she noticed that they were cleaning up after themselves.
I've got to say,
do. There's a few that don't, but I mean,
I've got to say that when we was doing it in the park, we rarely ever had a mess at all. I mean, there was somebody might have left a plate sitting on a park bench.
mm-hmm.
Other than that, we rarely ever had a mess. I have noticed that since we've been in the church, and it may not be our normal crowd because we've gotten a lot of new people since.
I mean, we started out feeding 20 people a week, and then went to about 50 people a week. And now we're at like 100 a week.
Yeah, it's a
So,
ton of people.
It will be the same demographic, which will probably be the same people that we are feeding now.
And it would serve them better.
It would actually be a better service
Because,
for them.
like Doug, we connected Doug with the Lions Club to get a pair of glasses because he needed them really, really badly and didn't have a way to get to the doctor. And so we were able to connect him with the Lions Club program that provides glasses. It costs $10, and so hopefully there would be grant funds available for stuff like that, and whatever. So I think that it would serve that demographic even better.
There may be a handful of people that won't come here that does come to the church.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Depending on where this place is located,
Right,
too.
right. But it's I believe that she's going to make sure it's going to be in the right spot, which is going to be downtown somewhere, closer to
Mhm.
downtown.
Remy said, I missed the start and not sure exactly what the deal is, but I know you will do the right thing. So we don't know exactly what the deal is yet either. We just know that the new homeless coordinator of our town is a really, really great lady. She's very highly qualified for the job. And she reached out to us and asked us if we would be interested in helping run a day center. And so it would be a salary position, but we would be contracted through the city. So I think the city would pay for everything with their grant funds, and we would just be the, Wiley said the peons, probably literally.
I licked the lemon.
So, did it give you sour face?
Yeah.
You always have a sour face, Amy.
No,
Donna said she missed the pros and cons.
I was licking the seeds, and then I licked the lemon for some reason, and I was like, I don't know why that's a good idea.
I don't think we finished getting all the way through the pros and
I
cons.
think for the most part, it was the pros of doing this was more than anything.
Yeah, there were a ton of pros, and the only cons were like that the city would be in control. We don't know what the fine print is yet. We don't know the intentions of those above us, and we would have to make sure that we were held harmless. And then those are pretty much the cons.
It is a paid position. It'll be a salary paid position as a subcontractor through the city.
But they would subcontract with our ministry, not with us directly, but with our ministry. So, yeah, it is a tough one. He said, "Eesh, tough one." Yeah.
Yeah,
It
very
is tough because we don't really feel like it. I mean, we feel like we don't know if it's something that we want to do because we kind of wanted to do this before we ever met this lady. Around the time we started feeding, or maybe even before that, we had the idea to kind of do this. We just didn't know that it would ever happen because it costs money to rent a facility. It costs money to, keep the utilities on. It costs money to remodel, to incorporate showers and a laundry facility and office space and that kind of stuff. And so we didn't know that it hasn't been on our radar because it was kind of just like a pipe dream of sorts that we might do someday, not something that we were actually planning to make happen. So, yeah. We don't know how much we'd get paid, but that doesn't really matter because as long as it covered our bills every month, it would be enough.
So whatever we do, period, as far as, we have to make sure that it allows us enough time at home to do our side hustles to pay our bills. And, that's all we want is our bills to be paid. So if this does become a position that we're busy 7 days a week and we can't do side hustles, it's got to be a paid job. I mean, we've got to be able to pay our bills.
Sounds like answered prayers. Follow your heart and listen to God. Right.
Right.
Con would be you not being able to have a YouTube channel. Oh, we still have
Oh,
YouTube channel.
absolutely, Leanne. It's going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. It just might include more.
We might be doing, 10-hour-a-day lives every day.
Yeah.
Y'all might just have to follow us around the homeless shelter and check out what we're doing.
Mom,
Donna.
I just have to be fancy for no reason.
Oh. Donna Lawson said they couldn't select anyone more honest or who have a bigger heart for the mission. I mean, I think that if they already have, like they selected the lady who they put in the position of homeless coordinator because she is, when she spoke at that meeting that night when we had met her, I guarantee you, she touched everybody in that room.
Yeah.
People who were for it, people who were against it, I guarantee she touched everybody.
She is extremely passionate for what she does. And now she she has degrees in, what did she call it's something to do with homelessness. I can't remember what it is.
what she called it,
But it's something to do with homelessness, and
She's
she's
a
got college
doctorate.
degrees in it. Yeah.
yeah. She's like a doctor of homelessness.
Yeah, I don't know.
And her husband is he's an actual physician. And so when they had that emergency shelter open when the weather was cold, he was coming in on his time off to treat the people that were staying there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she said that he wrote more prescriptions for things like diabetes medication and blood pressure medication and stuff like that than he has all year. Or I mean, within the last year.
Donna, you're right. Or Donna Griggs, you're right. But I mean, that's going to be on our terms. It's it's not. I don't. This ain't like working for somebody else on salary.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
It would be a their plan right now is to only have it open 5 days a week. And unless there's bad weather. In which case, if there was bad weather, we'd probably do like they did for the emergency shelter and have volunteers come in and take shifts.
Yeah, take shifts. But it could
Hey,
very
the
well.
Modern Native, how are you doing today? We are talking about opening a day center for the homeless in our community. Long story short.
Yeah.
And there's pros and cons because the city would be paying for it, but they'd be contracting through our ministry. So if that kind of brings you up to speed a little bit. But yeah, so our mission is to serve those in our community. And it's been a long time goal for us to be able to serve much more. We just thought that kind of feeding people was getting our foot in the door and was a stepping stone in that direction.
And obviously it has been.
Obviously it has been.
Right.
We probably wouldn't serve at the church that we do now because hopefully the day center would have a kitchen. If it did not have a kitchen, we are going to be using the crap out of our crock pots and our Instapots and our not instant pot, Scott and Jesse. Our Instapots, our crock pots, our roasters, our smokers.
Yeah.
We'd probably be using that a lot more. So far I could say I would trust you guys with my life. You're that honest.
Well, thank you.
We try to be.
We try. Very much so.
I can say I haven't always been this perfect. Not that I'm perfect now, but I've definitely come a long way.
The Modern native said, "Doing good. Weather is cramping my plans." Yeah. Wow. It's killing us.
Where are you at, Modern Native? Because we're in central Oklahoma, and yesterday it was in the low 70s, and today we're, I don't know, in the low 20s.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I think the low tonight is supposed to be like 9 degrees, and then probably below 0 with a wind chill.
How come you ain't keeping the fire up?
We finally got the wood stove hooked up just in time for summer.
Should I put some paper in it too?
No.
Let's see.
It's okay.
The way this world is going, any one of us could need this help. I feel y'all would be a blessing to many more in your area.
That's, Randy, that's what we was just talking about earlier was, it's, I mean, everybody is one small, everybody, 75% of the people is one small accident away from being homeless.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Upstate New York, oh my Lord. Yeah, no. I'm glad I'm not there.
Yeah. No, you guys have been covered up in snow for a little while. And y'all just keep getting hit with snow.
Adirondacks, that's, yeah.
Isn't that a kind of chair?
Yeah,
No.
it is.
I know.
That's where it actually came from.
The best people to be the driving force on this project, but please get all the facts and make an informed decision. And if at any time it doesn't feel right, listen to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
My biggest concern is the city government. They can do as they wish for the most part and change the rules on a whim.
Very true. Very true.
And politics suck.
Oh, Grey Wolf.
Modern
Native's 4 hours away.
So you're freezing too, Grey Wolf. Yeah, we definitely want to get all the details and get it all worked out because we feel like it's the right thing to do. But
there's definitely going to be some more. There's going to be some more of these discussions.
And I think, I don't know, I might just be like thinking this and it might not actually be the case, but I would assume that we would have some negotiating power to really, like, you know, if there's like a deal breaker in there, we might be able to negotiate it.
Make some negotiations.
I'm not far off myself. Been running a fundraiser to try to save enough money to fix my Jeep so I can get to work and get the wife to her job. It's been rough, but doing walking sticks as gifts helps. See, and it's just, you know, your car breaks down and you can't make it to work. Then what?
Yeah.
You know, or you're at work, or you know, if you broke your ankle at work, you could be covered under workers' comp if you didn't want that job anymore. But and that's sad because, you know, workers' comp is there to help employees. But from my experience, when you file a workers' comp claim, the business will generally like push you out.
Oh, they'll figure out a way to get rid of you.
Like,
it may not be because you got
hurt.
hurt, but they're going to figure out a way to get rid of you.
At least in my experience. He said, "Hey, it's cold here." Yeah. That's why you need the hold harmless and no liability clause. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything is gonna have a frozen glaze on it. Sometimes when we get a lot of ice here, it's dangerous, but it looks super cool. Like Blaine's Promised Land Ranch put out a video of everything covered in ice. Like it just looks like you live in a wonderland of glass.
Yeah.
When everything's covered in ice. So yeah, we don't want to be held liable.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something that's going to have to be in part of the discussions for sure.
Yeah. Although it hit 50 today. And then this storm that's here is moving towards you guys.
Yeah.
So enjoy that 50-degree weather. Because yesterday it was in the low 70s here. He said, "I know, right? T-shirt weather." Yeah. It's in the low 20s and it's tank top weather for Wiley.
So, yeah, yesterday it was low 70s. What is it? Tonight it's supposed to get down to single digits.
Mm-hmm. With, I think, below zero.
Wind chills.
Yeah, wind chills.
Then by next Tuesday, it's supposed to be in the 70s again. And then they're predicting a blizzard by the end of next week.
Yeah.
A blizzard.
Grey Wolf says I can hush. It's 51 and pouring rain here in Philadelphia, or in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Wow.
I remember when I was growing up in Northern California, it'd be sun shining and snowing at the same time.
I've seen it here before. I've seen it do the same thing here
weird.
before.
California is very, very weird.
I'm drinking non-caffeinated raspberry tea,
Yep.
and he's drinking coffee. Because if I drink coffee, we're going to be up till 2 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning.
I mean, hey, that's.
When I broke my back a year and a half ago, if we hadn't had a savings account, we would have lost everything. Now we live check to check. One mishap and we could be looking for help. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, Dawn at Hat Creek, how are you doing? And so many people are that way. You know, like, especially with everything that has happened in the last 2 years. Those who have had a savings have had to use their savings.
Yeah.
And those without savings have ended up on the streets.
Yep.
And I have never made enough money to have a savings. Like, I have always lived paycheck to paycheck.
In my past, I have made enough money to have a savings, but I always blew it. Never had a savings.
His problem was that he wasn't good with money. So,
Hey, Treasure Hunter.
Hey, Treasure Hunter. I've always Yeah, I've always lived paycheck to paycheck. And fortunately, nothing's happened to where my kids and I have become homeless. So, fortunately, I have the house before we lived here. I chose to live in a very old house that I only paid $10,000 for. So, I got that paid off quickly. So, regardless of whether the utilities were on or not, there was a time when our electric was shut off for a little while. And but we weren't homeless. We just didn't have electricity. And now this place is paid for. So if something happened, we wouldn't end up homeless. We would just end up living off grid.
Yeah.
So we'd lose our tractor.
I have been pretty much on both sides of it. I mean, I've been, like I said, at one time I owned a trucking company with 6 trucks. Can't say I was a rich man, but I had plenty of money.
Hey, Bluegrass Bound, how are you doing today?
I had a 2,600 square foot, 6-bedroom home on 5 acres. Mostly, newer cars. I never could bring myself into buying a brand new car, but newer cars, nice cars. I've had all that, and I've got to be right here where me and Jen's at than I've ever been in my life.
Me too. I'd rather be happy than rich.
Yeah.
Because money can't buy happiness. Leanne said, I'm blessed to be worth more alive than dead. Yes, with the way you cook, Leanne, you're definitely worth more alive.
Yeah.
Like Wiley, I drove a truck for over 20 years.
Yeah, 21 years for me, Randy. Well, cross country was probably, no, it would have been 21 years. Yeah, cross country.
Oh man, Roberta, that's awful. She said she helped her oldest daughter buy a house for her family and I. They moved out and let the house go into foreclosure, so that I essentially lost my retirement money, which I used to help buy it.
Oh, man.
That's awful. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going off grid.
Treasure hunter. I've been driving trucks for 30 years. I'm laying in a sleeper right now in the storms of Mississippi. Well,
hope you're staying warm.
Glad to see you fellow truckers. I'm just kind of glad I'm out. I'll be honest with you guys. My dad drove a truck. My dad still drives a truck. My dad's 73 years old, and he was driving a truck. He started driving in 60...
Before you were born.
68 or 69. And he's still driving today. 73 years old and still driving. That's all I ever knew and all I ever wanted to do. Whenever people say that, I've got diesel in my veins, that's what I've always believed. Because I grew up in it and that's all I ever wanted to do. Given what happened to me in my past relationship, I still love the thought of driving a truck, but it also makes me sick to my stomach to even get in one. I mean, I'm not there right now, and I'm glad to be out of a truck, but I still love it. I still think it's in my blood, and I don't know if I'll ever go back to driving one.
If we do, it'll be after the kids get older, and we'll do transport stuff. And we'll do it together. Then that'll be our retirement. We'll just buy a semi and live in the sleeper of it and travel cross country.
I really want to do hot shot. So,
yeah.
But that's the only way I would ever do it again. It pretty much cost me 2 lives. I mean, I'm not going to get into details on all that, but anybody that's been in the trucking industry or knows anything about it knows how hard it is on families. And I lost everything twice because of it. And I don't want to go through that again.
Roberta said the second time she lost her savings was due to the same daughter, losing all my money saved to buy land due to custody issues and having to help with grandkids.
Wow.
Ugh. And she says now she's got a good credit score and she's approved to buy a home, but now they're too expensive. Nothing's within her price range. You should move to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know lots of people here. So, property's cheap here. And you'd be closer to your grandkids.
Thank you, Craig. We'll see you later.
He said, if I get cut, I bleed diesel.
Yeah, that's...
Bye, Craig. Have a blessed night. Thanks for coming to hang out with us, and we'll be praying for your mission also.
That kind of counts, Grey Wolf. Kind of.
It stays in your blood, Wiley, but the way the industry has got is bad.
Yeah, yeah, I've noticed.
Just like everything else. I mean, I don't know.
You know, I could not imagine, I started driving in 98, and I could not, from the changes I have seen in the trucking industry since 1998 to now.
Bye, Modern Native. Don't freeze. Y'all enjoy dinner.
The changes I have seen is just ridiculous. I couldn't imagine being somebody like my dad that started driving in 1968 and still driving today. The stuff that he's been through, the changes in the industry that he's been through is totally unimaginable.
Yeah. Yeah, like Craig said, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Randy and Sharon are fixing up their house, trying to get the value up to be able to afford something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get to go faster than you guys, and I get a neat noisemaker.
Oh, fire truck. Yeah, I drove a wrecker for 8 years. Managed a wrecker company and drove a wrecker for 8 years. So yeah, I'm there with you, Grey Wolf. I've got to do all that too.
Roberta's aunt is a truck driver, and she's in her 70s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Roberta. I mean, whenever I done it, I was gone for usually about a month at a time. Usually I would stay 3 to 4 weeks gone and then be at home for, 3 or 4 days or whatever, and then go back out for another 3 or 4 weeks.
I like having him to snuggle with me and keep me warm because we're going to do the exact opposite. When we go to bed, I'm like, it's so cold. And he's like, it's too hot to cover up. And so he'll be uncovered and I'll be covered up, snuggled up next to him. And then when we wake up in the morning, I'm like, it's too hot in here. And he's cold. I couldn't imagine him not being around. How do you be in a relationship with somebody that you never see?
It's not easy.
Yeah. Treasure Hunter drives 6 days a week. He's 64.
Where are you from, Treasure Hunter? Are you in the Mississippi area, or ain't that where he said he was at just now?
That's where he's at right now.
Yeah.
Sleeping.
So are you from that area, or do you just drive local, or Midwest, or I guess you wouldn't be Midwest, you'd be kind of a Mid-East or something, Southeast. Try farming. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Farming is literally a 7-day week.
Right. I was fortunate the most was out was a week. In the last few years, I hauled fuel locally. I never would get my hazmat endorsement because everybody I ever worked for, until I got my own authority and had my own trucking company, I didn't see there was any profit in getting and I didn't want to go through all the steps it took to get your hazmat and then not get anything more out of it. But then whenever I got my own authority and had my own trucks, I seen where the money was. But the funny thing is, those other trucking companies don't pass that money down to their drivers. So I never would do that. I've got my tanker endorsement, but I had to have that whenever I was hauling sand and frac sand in the oil field.
He said he's from Tulsa and lives in northern Louisiana. I'm a over-the-road truck driver.
How the heck are you an over-the-road truck driver and only work 6 days a week?
He said, we've been out almost 2 months now.
Oh, so because the logbook is why you're working 6 days a week, right? Ain't that what he said a while ago?
6 days a week? I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
So he's...
Bye, Donna Griggs. Have a great night. Thanks for coming.
Okay. Well, that's what had me confused, was he said he worked 6 days a week, so I thought maybe he was just a local, deal, but no, that's because of the logbook. I'm sure he's having to take his 34-hour restarts and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So...
all the bureaucracy.
So really, I mean, you're still working
Bye,
7 days a
Leanne.
week.
Have a good night. Tell the farmer we said hello.
Just because you're on a 34-hour restart don't mean you're not working. I mean, if you're a truck driver, that's still working. Oh. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, who do you work for? What company are you driving for?
If you don't mind sharing.
If you don't mind sharing it, yeah.
Because that's kind of sensitive information.
I mean, tell me to get lost if you want to tell me to get lost, but I'm curious just because I'm a truck driver.
What?
Randy said, right, I hauled fuel 4 days a week off 3, was on salary, 6 figures a year. Golly, that's awesome.
Oh, if you, like with my own authority, if I'd have had hazmat authority, it was big money.
Minstar Transport in Eagan, Minnesota.
Okay. I don't guess I remember seeing them out and around. I don't know anything about them.
Good night, Bluegrass Bound. Thank you for coming. Have a very blessed rest of your week.
The only large company that I ever worked for, trucking company, was K&B Transportation out of South Sioux City, Nebraska. I worked for them for a couple of years, but for the most part, I had my own truck. I've been owner-operator pretty much the whole time. There was a couple of times that whenever I went through my first divorce, I got out of my trucks and went to work for a company, and that was K&B Transportation.
I haul ATVs and golf carts.
Oh, wow.
If I hauled ATVs, I'd be hauling them to the river.
Wait, why?
To go play.
Oh. I was like, are they garbage or something?
No. Is your nose leaking again?
I think it's just allergies for the winter or something. It really sucks.
So are you hauling, are you like pulling a van trailer and hauling them, or are you hauling them on what do they call them? Like a car hauler trailer, the transporter trailers that haul the golf carts? I've seen those too. Are you delivering brand new ATVs and golf carts, or?
Randy said, anyway, pray about your life change. You'll be blessed. We're definitely going to pray about it.
We're definitely going to, yep.
Have been already. I see you're drinking out of your Christmas mug, Jen. What a lovely reminder that you are loved. I know.
Yeah.
My wonderful Emily Rose got it for me.
You're welcome. I had a job.
Mine too.
Yeah, right. They match. See?
They even had little holsters for them or something.
They have
Coasters.
coasters.
Yeah.
They have coasters too, but we're just not fancy enough to use them. Yeah, treasure hunter, drop one of those ATVs back.
Right.
We'll give you our address.
I think one could just fall off when you're going down I-40.
Yeah.
You
Just let us know when it falls off. I promise we know somebody who can use it.
That's totally not us.
So I don't know if you're hauling new or what, but I think it was around Dalton, Alabama, or maybe it was out on the west side of Atlanta. Maybe it was Atlanta, Georgia, or I think it was Atlanta, Georgia. I picked up a bunch of new four-wheelers.
He delivers
and
new
stuff.
equipment, and he says
Okay.
he's headed home, delivering this load around Houston. This is a deck dry van trailer with ramp.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's what I had. I had the deck trailer dry van with we didn't have ramps, but we had all the locks and the floor to make double decks and all that stuff when we needed it. But we hauled a bunch of I can't remember if it's four wheelers now or lawnmowers, but we hauled something out of Atlanta, Georgia, is where it was.
Not really. I was just taking your knife and then I just keep moving down. Do you want to pack?
No.
I don't need it.
It was poking me in the eye anyway.
You realize we've been on here for 2 hours and 10 minutes?
Yeah, I've been trying to tell you.
We had important business to talk about. Did you ever see your 19 and a half tires smoke?
Well, I never had 19.5s on my rigs. Mine was all 24.5s. But yeah, I've seen them smoke more than once.
On purpose?
Well, no, not really.
Pick up most of his loads at Augusta, Georgia, but before this load I picked up in northern Minnesota, close to Canada.
Ah.
Well, this is actually really good.
It is, right?
I mean, other than you lied about it not being a sweetener, because this is a natural sweetener.
Well, yeah.
Well, it doesn't have any sugar in it. It just
No,
has
it's natural sugar
sugars.
made by nature.
Made by
Nature's little.
Trailer tires was always 22.5s on mine, but yeah,
I'm still questioning why they don't put it in the little plastic bead.
I mean, I've seen them smoke for more than one reason, but
It would still be cute.
not speed. I can't say that I was going too fast to ever smoke any, but.
Went to Florida. Here it's nice and warm there.
Yeah. Wish I was down there right now.
I just hope I don't have to take a trip to South Carolina to take care of this child support stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be awful.
Oh, that's
Have you ever told her that honey is bee vomit? Kids generally don't get grossed out by that bit of info.
Oh, I always heard it was bee poop or something. It's just like, weird.
Apparently they puke it up. I didn't think of it that way. Thanks for ruining honey for me, Roberta. I'll just pretend like I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, school taught me
Wearing a
that.
t-shirt and running the air con.
Yeah.
We had bees until they died last year in the winter weather. So now we're interested in getting more, but we don't have a beehive ready,
Yeah.
so we haven't really put out our feelers to seriously get bees yet. Oh, we have a couple of puppies left if anybody's interested.
What do we got, 2?
2, yeah.
Wait, we've got 3 though.
We have a boy and a girl. No, we are not going to Shoot Dang Fest. We are going to be at a craft fair that weekend as vendors, and we've already paid for our vendor booth, so we won't be going to Shoot Dang Fest.
Yeah,
but we will be at the Okie Homesteading Expo.
Aren't I also going to the Okie Homesteaders? Or no?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. It depends.
Yes, absolutely, Roberta.
Yeah, we was wanting to. We was talking about it, and then we had to look up and see when our.
Roberta told us it wasn't invite only. Like, we were wondering if it was invite only, and she said it wasn't. So then we're like, yeah, sure, let's do this. And then we found out when it was, and we're like, ah, dang.
Yeah, we have a very, very large
Craft fair that we
craft
go to.
fair. that
We
we're
went
vendors.
last year, and we did pretty darn good at it. So
Yeah.
we decided to go back again this year.
Now, is what
The green one's asleep.
is what's going to kill us though is we're going to wind up going. You know, if we go to Pryor and we sell out, then we're not going to have anything to take to this craft fair in Jones. We're only going to have a couple of weeks to get everything done.
Bye, Lila.
Bye,
Thanks
Lila.
for stopping in.
Yep, thanks for stopping by.
We are praying for your situation to get straightened out.
Yes, we are.
That's so unfortunate that happened to you. Yeah. So we hope that we sell out, but then we also don't because then it'll be a mad rush to get ready for the next one.
All I know to do is if I sell out in Pryor, I'm just going to cut a whole bunch of slabs up and take them up here to this one and hope they sell.
Yeah. Which is pretty much what our biggest seller was last year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've got
Because we didn't have a whole lot of other stuff. We had wood slabs, and then we had some stuff like some custom furniture that we made.
I've got a ton of earrings, and by a ton I mean like 6 pairs.
Yeah, Roberta, it would be awesome, but I mean, there's pros and cons.
Yeah, right. Oh, Jaws is fixing to go live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know we're taking up Thursday night. Like, this isn't our normal time. We'll be back tomorrow night.
And then you want to talk for 2.5 hours.
I mean, once you get me going, I just can't stop.
Yeah, seriously, Mom, you gotta break that habit.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll probably get off here then. Everybody go over and show Shannon some love.
Yeah.
We'll probably just go ahead and get off here. And
Remember, we still need watch hours.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Like,
A lot.
1,800 of them.
Yeah, you guys was the ones caused this anyway, because if y'all would have all left, then we'd have went off. But y'all was staying here, so we just
And
had to keep talking.
So we just kept talking back. And Hunter Monster is asleep in there, and Lily Monster is across the street at her friend's house. So it's not often we get time to just sit and chat without a lot of interruptions.
Now, if I could just stick a sock in Emmy's mouth, we'd be good.
Right, yeah.
I'm not even hardly talking.
Roberta needs 3,800 watch hours, guys. So, yep. After we get monetized, we'll be really helping push other channels.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
we
thank you guys
appreciate
so
all the
much.
prayers, and thanks for sticking around and listening to us rant and chat.
Pray for God to give us discernment and wisdom when it comes to this decision, because it's a big one.
It's a big one.
I don't think that there's a lot of cons as far as like changing our lives, like as far as like we don't have anything super important going on right now that we would have to put on the back burner in order to do this. It's really right along with our goals and what we wanted to do anyway. So just pray that it's what God wants.
Yeah.
And that we can, we're not supposed to pray for signs, but discernment and wisdom to know that we're making the right decision. So, anyway.
So, guys, I don't know if everybody that's here, we will pray for her, Treasure Hunter.
Crazy in Alabama is fixing to have surgery, so y'all pray for her. Patricia.
Anyway, if you guys don't know...
Hey, Peterson's Farm and Nashville. We're about to get off here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we've been on here almost 2.5 hours. It's time to get off.
Yeah.
But if you guys don't know Shannon, over at Journey Along with Shannon,
Go check
Shannon
out
and
Jaws.
Roger, go check them out. And I guess she's coming up live here pretty quick, so we want to get off here and give them the floor.
I'm going to drop her link real quick.
I can't see any comments. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you can turn the comments back on. I'm waiting for our computer to load so I can
There we
drop
go.
the... Bye! I'm going to drop Shannon's comment or link real quick in case anybody wants to swing over and check her out.
Anybody that don't know her wants to go over and see her.
Tell her we sent you. She's called Jaws for short.
What? Why?
Because her channel is Journey Along with Shannon. So it's JAWS, so they call her Jaws.
Kinda, I guess.
I don't know why. I just thought of the movie Jaws, and I was like, huh.
Is it working?
You're backwards. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
There's her link, guys. Go show her some love. Tell her we sent you.
Yep.
And we are going to get off here.
We love you all. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Thanks for coming, everybody. And we will see y'all later.
Yep. Adios, amigos. You have to push the X up there.